Hi everybody. I wanted to show you an example of a common mistake I see people make so that hopefully once you've seen it you won't make this mistake. So let's look at this example. X squared minus 6x plus 5 equals 12. So this looks like the sort of equation that you can solve just by factoring, and the mistake that people make is they jump in and factor too soon. So if you look at the left hand side, it factors immediately. You can factor it. Looks like x minus 5 times x minus 1. So there's the left hand side equals 12. Okay. And so here's the real mistake. At this point we have a product on the left and we have 12 on the right. And the mistake people make is they think that they can sort of use the zero product property, but it's not zero over here. So what I'm about to write is wrong. So warning, this is wrong. But people will say, okay, so this is x minus 5 equals 12, or x minus 1 equals 12. And then they finish solving from here, so you can add 5 over here, and you get x equals 17. And over here you can add 1, and you get x equals 13. And it looks like everything went fine, but if you check these, they actually don't work. Go ahead and take 17 or 13 and put them into this equation. You'll find that they don't actually work in this equation. So something has gone wrong. And again, what went wrong is this step right here. The right-hand side isn't 0, and so you cannot use the zero product property. That's what went wrong. So let's start over, and let's do this the right way. So x squared minus 6x plus 5 equals 12. So let's try this again. So to use the zero product property, we have to have 0 on the right. That's why it's called the zero product property. So the first thing we should do is make the right-hand side of this equation 0, and we can do that by subtracting 12 from both sides, like this. Okay, now we have x squared minus 6x. 5 minus 12 is negative 7. And then on the right-hand side, 12 minus 12, that's 0. Okay. Now we can factor the left-hand side. So it looks like x minus 7 times x plus 1 is going to work. Okay, equals 0. And now we can use the zero product property. The left-hand side is a product, the right-hand side is 0. So either this first part is equal to 0, either x minus 7 equals 0, or the second part equals 0, x plus 1 equals 0. And then we can finish solving, add 7 over here, subtract 1 over here, and we get x equals 7, or x equals minus 1. Okay? And these actually work in the original equation. So again, the original equation was x squared minus 6x plus 5 equals 12. We can check either of these. Let's check the minus 1. I'll let you check the 7. But if we check minus 1, just to make sure it works, so minus 1 squared minus 6 times minus 1 plus 5, is that equal to 12? So minus 1 squared is 1, minus 6 times minus 1 is plus 6, plus 5, is that equal to 12? Yes. So negative 1 is actually a solution. And if you check, you'll find that 7 is a solution, and that means that 13 and 17 aren't solutions. So up here, this was a mistake. The moral of the story here is if you're going to solve an equation by factoring, you have to get 0, you have to make one side of the equation be 0. So we started with 12 on one side of the equation. We had to get that 12 to the other side first, so that one side of the equation is 0. Right? This right here, this is the critical step. You can't skip this. Okay? Hopefully that helps. So on the upcoming midterm, I won't see anybody trying to use the zero product property when there's a number on the other side that isn't 0. All right, let me know if you have any questions.